I don't think that I have a message, but I will say that it's a tragic death. It's already it is of course sad, and I can also repeat that Russia has nothing to do with it.
I mean, you've said the Skripal, all the events that led to Dawn's tragic death were a very staged, multi-stage operation designed by a very talented dramatist. I think that you said that a couple of years ago. Do you have any evidence? That's an extraordinary and very bold claim. Do you have any evidence to back that up?
This so-called investigation, public investigation, has just reconfirmed an old version of what has happened, and we are still very much convinced that it is carefully staged provocation by British services, which are capable to do that. You know that, as I have said, that this script is very elaborated. It has been done by very talented professionals. That is no way. It is very much, however, it is a bit outdated. It reminds me of Jan Fleming or even Agatha Christie, the talented books about that. Just common sense.
Who do you expect people listening to believe? A Russian ambassador who is presenting an argument that the British government was behind this with no evidence, or the British government that has a whole raft of evidence implicating 2 Russian military agents, travel records, passport records, CCTV footage of them, evidence from the OPCW implicating Russia in the use of a nerve agent in the UK. Who do you expect people watching to believe?
Well, I believe in the common sense of British people in the first place. Second, I do not want to go into details because the details that you are mentioning, they are contained in questions that we have put forward to it. We suggest that to get right answers on all these things. We understand the reason. We understand the reason because you would like to derail actually the efforts that are being taken right now in order to settle Ukrainian conflict. It will be a big strike to it, just to show to the United States that, there are difficulties with Russia, you should not believe it, and all of that stuff. So there are a lot of spy stories.
The head of the Ukrainian Armed Forces has told Sky News today it would be unacceptable to simply give up territory as demanded by Vladimir Putin. I mean, that's fair enough, isn't it? It is, after all, Ukrainian territory, not Russian.
As we have said, it is in accordance with our constitution that we have taken Russian people living on this territory under our umbrella. And of course, we are helping these people, and we will continue to do that, preventing them from discrimination that has been done by the Nazi regime in Kiev.
I mean, the war that your president started by invading Ukraine, it could end tomorrow, couldn't it, if he just ordered his armed forces to leave Ukraine?
It will be ended tomorrow if Ukrainian forces will leave Donbass.
Or if Russia left Ukraine?
Russia is not going to leave Ukraine. We cannot leave Russian-speaking and Russian people for the mercy of Nazi regime in Kiev, which has banished yesterday Russian language in the parliament from the protection of the Council of Europe agreements on that side. Even banishing language, prohibiting church that the majority of Ukrainians are visiting over there, Russian-speaking and not only Russian-speaking, prohibiting language, prohibiting education and all that stuff.
How do you feel personally? I mean, so many people here are worried about the possibility of looming conflict at some point with Russia in the approaching future. Does that concern you as well? I mean, you know, you've been a diplomat, I think, since 1979, so you've seen threats of war come and go. Are you filled with worry and anxiety about the future at the moment as well?
We feel worried because of these remilitarization slogans pronounced in many European capitals who do not want to understand what is happening right now, what has happened before, and what is the real situation. Yeah, there are cries, there are not cries, of course it is, there are appeals from the generals or ministers of defense who, of course, have to implement what they are supposed to appeal to. But really, the common sense also should lead us that we have to resolve for us one problem, trying to make out of Ukraine a breakthrough instrument to Russia.
Is there a chance, though, a greater chance now of war between Europe and Russia than there's been in your career?
Yes, of course. Listening to all these statements about the need to prepare for a war, like our president has said recently, 2 days ago, that we do not want to wage a war against Europe, but if Europe would like to wage a war against Russia, then we are prepared right now.